Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to another City Extra stream. How you all doing, man? Welcome to the stream, early morning stream. You love these ones, man. And it's 7 minutes past 10 here in the UK. And we've got a stream today, guys, because we're going to be speaking about the Premier League charges again, because we got some news, man. We got some news on this with Mancini. Obviously, Mancini had been quite a big part of the Premier League charges. We'll go through that again just to give people a reminder of what the charges were specifically regarding Roberto Mancini. But Roberto Mancini has now hit back at this. He's hit back at this, and we're going to go through it. I'll show you everything on the screen. It's going to be a madness. But yeah, before we get into it, as always, guys, make sure you guys drop a like on the stream. What we're on currently on about 68 likes, nearly 200 people in the stream, people. So make sure you smash the like button up to get that past 100. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new as well, man, because we're trying to get past 65,000 subscribers. That's our new target in it. So if you subscribe to the channel, you help us towards that. Massive shout out to the boy Kyle Williams for becoming a YouTube channel member. Welcome back in, bro. Thank you for helping to support the stream, bro. Appreciate that support, man. Big up Kyle and everyone else in the chat. Yes, yes. Good to see people. Anyone else we got in here? We got O2K. Yes, yes. Welcome in. Aline, Alela, A1, Naramini, Pac-Man. We've got who else we got in here? Money FIFO, all pissed up. Yes, yes. Dudley, DJN1, Benno, Nigel, Tesco, Kevin De Bruyne, Alex is here. Who else we got in here, man? Big up Tone. Yes, yes. Dash, our Queen, Marshy Boy, Mehabub. Good to see people in, man. Hopefully you all having a good day so far, innit? But yeah, this is quite big news, man. This is quite big news. So let's just remind ourselves specifically what it was regarding Mancini that had been alleged. Of course, you all know there's about 100 charges or so regarding the Premier League charges that came out a month or so ago, which were quite serious. And one of the biggest ones in there that was one of the most serious allegations made by the Premier League is that Manchester City did not disclose all the payments made to Roberto Mancini. And basically what people were sort of suggesting is that he had his base contract at Manchester City, right? He had his base contract at Manchester City. However, to sort of avoid FFP rules or whatever, Manchester City, via Abu Dhabi, Sheikh Mansour, whoever it was paying Roberto Mancini separately through some sort of other arrangement in Abu Dhabi, therefore lowering the wage bill of the football club and obviously seriously breaching the rules. Now, of course, Manchester City put out a statement saying, you know, whatever, they disagree with all this kind of shit. And now it's the turn of Roberto Mancini, and Roberto Mancini has now been asked about this sort of situation. Of course, with England playing Italy tonight, it's no real surprise that Roberto Mancini has been asked, given that he is, of course, Italian. But let me just bring this up on the screen for you guys. This is exactly what Roberto Mancini has had to say on this. Roberto Mancini was asked about the charges against Manchester City and said this: "I haven't personally been contacted or called by anyone. We'll come back to that in a second because that's quite important. I don't think anybody will contact Roberto Mancini. I have paid my taxes and it's all above board. I don't think anyone will be in touch." Now, I find this really, really interesting. I do, because this first sentence for me, I believe, is quite important. Quite important, because if the Premier League are alleging or suggesting that Roberto Mancini has sort of received these extra payments through illegitimate methods via Abu Dhabi separate company, then surely they would speak to him, because you'd want to know what he has to say. If you're being investigated for a crime, right, the police would surely talk to you, innit? The police talk to you about it. They say, yo, we need to speak to you about this because we've got some concerns. And then they charge you. You get arrested, right? But then they charge you. But they normally charge you after you've spoke to them. So they come to your house, they arrest you, right? Boom, they take you to the station. That's where City were at, sort of thing, when we're being investigated. Then they speak to you, ask you loads of questions, right? in the interview. Then they go outside, speak to their fucking colleagues, speak to the Crown Prosecution Service and say, right, this is the situation. This is the evidence. This is what they said. Should we charge them or should we let them go? And then they either charge you, in which case it will go to court, or they don't charge you and let you go. They've charged us and alleged that Roberto Mancini has got these extra payments, but not questioned him. I find that completely bizarre. Does anyone else find that strange? I find that completely strange. It's basically like the police arresting you, charging you for a crime, so you got to go to court, which is basically this is, because now we're at the stage of the lawyers are now involved and it's an adjudication, so it's basically at the court stage, but just not court, sort of a more informal process. But they've not spoken to them. I find that completely bizarre. Now, maybe I'm missing something here, and if you guys think I'm missing something, obviously feel free to whack it in the chat. I'll whack the message on screen. I mean, I only want to be saying what I believe to be true, but I just find that completely strange. I find that completely bizarre. Why wouldn't they have spoken to Roberto Mancini? I don't get it. I find that really, really, really weird. I really do. Let's have a look. Benno says, if you're under suspicion for undeclared payments, you will be questioned on those charges. Factual information. Okay, it's correct. And surely you'd ask them before you charge them, right? Because what about if they rang Roberto Mancini and said, look, lad, we're investigating Manchester City because we believe that one of the things that they've done wrong is they've paid you through illegitimate methods. Then Roberto Mancini can either say, yes, he can admit guilt. He can say, yeah, you know what? You're actually right. You've got me banged to rights. I'm admitting guilt. He can go, no comment. Or he can say, what the fuck are you on about? Nah, that ain't true. And I don't have to, but I could even provide you evidence. I could show you bank accounts. You don't obviously have to do that. And there's no obligation to do that. But I could show you bank accounts if I wanted to. And then if they showed him, if he did decide to do that, then they could be like, oh shit, yeah, he's telling the truth. There's nothing there. But they've not even spoken to him. I find that completely bizarre. Completely bizarre. You know, I just find it very, very strange. Does anyone else find it strange? Ferg FIFA with the 3 says, walking home from the pub, chuck us a Wegsbury, LB lad. Yes, bro. I mean, the fact that you're at the pub, man. I mean, I know you're in Australia, innit, so it kind of makes sense. But yeah, it's 10:15 here, bro. Big up, man. Hopefully you had a good night, innit? Yeah, I find it completely. Nah, so so are you suggesting that this is wrong, that he's lying about this, that he hasn't been contacted? Because surely he wouldn't lie about that. Because the Premier League then could easily, you know, prove that they have contacted him through phone records, documents. I don't think he's lying about this bit here. I don't think he's lying about this. Who knows? He might be lying about the payments. Maybe he is lying about the payments. We don't know. We won't know until the decision's made. But I don't think he's lied about this not being contacted. Because why would you lie about that? Because that could easily be being proven correct. It could easily be proven correct. Maybe they haven't got into that bit, but they should have got into that bit, Aline. They should have got into that bit, because surely you don't. What you need to understand here, right? I'm sure you do, but the Premier League have caused so much damage to Manchester City's brand that. And again, I'm not saying that we're innocent right now, because I don't know. I'm going to wait until the outcome comes, and then I'll make my decision from the outcome and then what Manchester City say following the outcome. But I just think that if you're going to charge somebody, you should at least give them the opportunity to speak. Now, people will say, well, they give Manchester City the opportunity to speak, and Manchester City didn't speak. And that's why we've been done for not cooperating. And that's fair. But should you not also speak to Roberto Mancini? Should you not do that? Should you not contact Roberto Mancini as he is one of the subjects involved? If you're saying that we believe Mancini could have received payments from illegitimate methods, then should you not contact Roberto Mancini to get their opinion on it? I just find it all very, very sort of dodgy, mate. I do. I find it. I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's all above board, Mancini said from his sky blue mansion. Yes, Pat, that's funny, man. All pissed up, yes, but a super chat says, as a fellow Italian and adopted Mancunian, I can confirm Bobby Manc was not paid for this super chat. Oh, yeah, but unless we actually ask Roberto Mancini, we will never know, bro. You know, we've got to find it out, man. We've got to find it out. South London's finest says, League 2 loading for you, man. I mean, listen. Opposition fans are going to have their say. And it is what it is. It is what it is. DJM1 says everyone is bending the rules. It's just who can bend them the most without breaking them. There's no doubt. There's no doubts in that. You know, everyone's breaking some sort of rules. There's no club in the Premier League that I believe is squeaky clean. So yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Alela says if they believe Mancini was paid illegitimately, they have to question it because he's committed tax crimes automatically. Correct. And then look at what Mancini said. I've paid my taxes and it's all above board. So again, is he lying here? Is he lying? Is he sitting there in a press conference and outright lying? Because this, if he has received payments illegitimately and he's therefore not paid the correct amount of taxes, he's sat there lying. So are you alleging? The reason that I just don't believe this is true is because if it is true, the scale of what they're alleging to have happened is off the charts. They're effectively saying that government officials at Abu Dhabi are lying and are committing tax crimes. The top people, Sheikh Mansour, Khaldoon al-Mubarak, they're alleging. They're also alleging people like Ferran Soriano, who I would be a little bit concerned about because I think he has a bit of a dodgy reputation back in Spain. Tiki Bergstein. Are they alleging Pep Guardiola's got something to do with it? They're alleging that top football managers like Mancini are in on the act. Football players are in on the act. They're alleging that are they alleging that accountants, auditors, global, NASDAQ-listed companies, billion-pound companies are in on the act? I just think to myself, look, I'm not saying it can't happen, because in life anything can happen, you know, and I know that could happen. I'm not writing it off, but the scale of what they're alleging is so huge, astronomical, gigantic, off the charts, that if it has happened, it's unbelievable. And I just sitting here and I'm just thinking, surely fucking not. And he sat in the press conference and denying it. Beguristan, says Kerwin Pitt. Yes, bro. Big up, man. People in government lying could never happen. I mean, when you say it like that, fairs. DJ1 says Mancini isn't being accused of wrongdoing. Yeah, I don't think. Well, the thing is, he kind of is, though, isn't he? Because if he's accepting payments in a different country with no income tax, in lieu of getting it through the right methods of getting it through the Manchester City business, then he's going to have paid lower taxes because Abu Dhabi doesn't have any income tax or national insurance. So he's going to have paid lower tax. And therefore, yeah, I think he is probably committing a bit of an offence there, bro. Because like I say, if I now route all my cash, right? Say that super chat, that £5 super chat. When we get that money, right? We have to pay income tax, national insurance when we get the money, right? If I then process that through Dubai or Abu Dhabi, well, these countries don't have any income tax or any national insurance. So if I get the money from there, then I've tax avoided because I should have got the money. Obviously City Xtra is a UK based company, right? So I'm a UK based employee. So if I get money, I should be getting tax deducted, just like you guys do when you get paid. But if I get the money and process it through Dubai or Abu Dhabi, then I'm not paying the correct taxes, and therefore I'm tax avoiding. So I don't agree, DJ M1, on that. I think if he did accept payment through Abu Dhabi, I think he probably has done something wrong. Max Roberts says, I'm working on the City audit, and on our part, it will be that City are frauding and misleading us by not publishing full information and doing it through other companies. That's what I'm saying, Max. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, what they're alleging Manchester City are doing is so off the scale that I just can't believe it's true. And if it is true, then fuck me. You know what I mean? That is mad. But it's crazy. It's crazy. Aline says politics, huge auditor companies, government, taxes. Even now, it's so bizarre, the charges, more than you can believe. Absolutely, mate. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We will always be guilty until proven innocent, correct? But even when we get proven innocent, if we do get proven innocent, we'll still be guilty in the eyes of some. John with a super chat. Yes, John. Thank you, mate. Says Jude, KDB, Rodri midfield next year, Silva, Gundogan goal. Yeah, John don't want to listen to this. He's like, fuck this, boys. Let's talk about spending 250 million. Yeah, man, it'd be sick if we get Jude Bellingham. Big up John for the super chat. Let's have a look. Yeah, I suppose if it depends on where the money has gone, if it went to Italy, he will be taxed. I suppose so. And this is the problem, DJ and one. This is the problem that us fans are in. Us fans, we don't know what's properly going on here, do we? You know, we don't actually know what's happening. We don't know how bad it is. We don't know truly what we've been alleged to have done. We can have a look at the charges and sort of look at it and go, oh, we think the Premier League is saying we've done this wrong. We think the Premier League is saying we've done that wrong. But ultimately, unfortunately, as fans, we don't fucking have a clue. And we won't know truly what's happening until the decision is made. Now, we know that we're going to get found guilty on at least one thing, and that's the cooperation. Because we got found guilty with that with UEFA. We was given a £10 million fine from CAS for not cooperating with their investigations. So we will not, at the end of this, y'all need to understand, we will not just get a letter from the people that have investigated saying, oh, Manchester City are completely innocent, no further action, case is closed. We will get, at the bare minimum, guilty of not cooperating, fine. We are getting that. Accept it, it will happen. I agree with not cooperating though, because, and the reason I agree with it, and some people don't agree with it, but the reason I agree with it is because if City have felt that this is a witch hunt and they truly believe that they've done nothing wrong and that this has happened because they've been hacked and that hacked information is incorrect and inaccurate, then I don't think they should cooperate either. And I've said this before, but if a police officer knocked on my door with no warrant, right, and said, oh, can we come in your house and look at all your accounts and all your papers? We want to be making sure, LB, that you've been paying the right amount of taxes to the government because we don't think you have. And I wouldn't let them in. You know what I mean? And people say, well, why have you got nothing to hide? Because they're just coming at my door. You know what I mean? I'm not just going to let them in and just like, oh, yeah, just going to have a look through all my accounts. If you get the appropriate shit that you need, if you get the warrant, then maybe I'll let you in. Of course, I'll have to let you in because you got a warrant. I'm not just going to let you in. You know, people taking this stance of, oh, you've done nothing wrong, you've got nothing to hide. Nah, fuck that, man. You know what I mean? We don't live in a police world where the police and these people could just come and do whatever they want. They've got to follow due process. And if I don't feel that due process has been followed, then I'm not going to let them fucking come in my house and start looking for all my papers. And Manchester City don't feel that due process has been followed here because all this started because of a hacked email. You know what I mean? So again, it started through illegitimate means. So I completely agree with Manchester City not cooperating. So other people would not agree. Some people will be like, if they've done nothing wrong, cooperate. I get it. People got their own opinions on that, innit? But I'm not going to let people just fucking start investigating shit because, oh, I've done nothing wrong, then it's fair. No, that's not how, in my opinion, that's not how life should work. You know what I mean? You can't just be proven, oh, if you've done nothing wrong, you got nothing to hide. That's a bullshit for me. I don't like that, innit? But again, that comes down to personal opinion, and you might be sat there going, well, if I had nothing to hide, I'd let them in. Well, I wouldn't let them in unless they followed due process, man. Big up John again, says, yeah, ruin football more this year for the banter with the super chat. Yes, John, appreciate the super chat, man. And I'm pretty sure we're going to spend a lot of money. I'm pretty sure that we're going to spend a lot of money. Let's have a look. They should at least warn you that they want to search you, which is what I'm saying, Franklin. If they come with a warrant, if they come with the full process, okay, LB, we're here because we believe that you've not been paying taxes. The reason we believe you've not been paying taxes is through a legitimate investigation, not through hacked emails, right? We've gone to court. We've got the warrant from the judge. We are legally allowed to enter your house and review your tax information or your finances. I go, okay, no problem, boys. Enter in the house. Here's all my documents. Get cracking. I ain't got no problem with that. But if they turn up at the house and go, oh, LB, we had a hacked email. Someone hacked into your Gmail and we believe you've been a dodgy guy. We're here. We want to investigate you. I'm like, nah, that's BS, man. Because, you know, you've not gone through the proper channels. Let's have a look. Let's have a look what you guys are saying. lawyers on YouTube always, let's say, never taught. There is never any benefit and will almost always affect you negatively. So the no comment situation, the no comment. You know what? Actually, I know a lawyer, right? City fan, good mate of mine. He's based in America, so the rules might not be the same. I'm not sure, so don't take this as that gospel thing. But he always says to me, like, never speak, man. Never speak. Oh, and if you are going to speak, make sure you have a very good lawyer next to you, because your lawyer, and clarify with the lawyer before you talk in it. So if they ask you a question, speak to your lawyer, say, I'm going to say this. And then if the lawyer says, yes, say it, boom, say it. If the lawyer says, don't say it, then don't say it, man. At the end of the day, they go through years and years of training, innit? You know what I mean? They go through years and years of training, get their lawyer shit. You know what I mean? Get passed through the bar or whatever it is. And then boom, you're on. You know what I mean? No Mike Ross. Oliver says, especially because it's company records, companies don't want to show all their financial records because other companies, clubs can use that for their benefits. Well, again, yeah, you know, it's like, I don't know, man. It just seems a bit dodgy to me. It does just seem a bit dodgy to me. It seems like a witch hunt, and I think that's why Manchester City are not going after it, because remember, you got to remember where this all started. This all started because of a hacked email that Manchester City say is taken out of context and that you didn't have the full email chain or whatever. So then they say, oh, give us the full email chain. If you're saying that we've got it out of context and we've not got the full email chain, give us the full email chain. Well, why should they have to give the full email chain, right? Why should they have to do that? They shouldn't have to do that, because that's just BS. Because then what happens if they hack us again next year and get one email and that looks dodgy? Oh, well, again, lads, if you just give us the full email chain, then it's fine. No, that's not how life works. You can't just go around hacking people's emails and then demanding the full email chain. Because if you give us the full email chain, that'll be fine, because you're saying it'll prove that you're innocent. Nah, you can't just... And this is why I said, when this all broke, this now, in my view, starts a very, very difficult, dangerous precedent. Because what they've effectively done, from my understanding here, is say that, oh, okay, we got hacked email. We're going to use that information to start our own investigations. So what now stops Manchester City or any other football club in the world in hiring hackers to go and hack other football clubs to find dirt? What stops that? What stops Manchester City? Manchester City could do this off the books. You know what I mean? They could get a random guy who's got no connection with the football club to give a hacker 200 grand and say, okay, hacker, go and hack Man United and find me a dodgy email. What stops them doing that? I feel like it's a very, very dangerous path. And I'm not, please understand, I'm not trying to play down what's happened if this is true. If this is true, then we deserve a punishment. And the punishment will be decided by whoever, right? But I'm just saying, I think we're going down a dark, dark path here. I really, really do. The best thing that could have happened when that hacked email came out is that all the authorities went, can't do shit with a hacked email, lads. Sorry. If you've got information, you can tip us off, but you need to have acquired that information legitimately through a whistleblower. But if you're giving me hacked information, there's nothing we can do. I just find it very, very dangerous. I find it very dangerous. What stops any other club now hiring hackers, bro, to go and hack other dirt on information? You're telling me Barcelona are squeaky clean? Look at the state of that football club. You're telling me that a hacker couldn't find dodgy information on Barcelona? What stops any club in the world just getting a hacker to hack Barcelona's emails and finding some dodgy email? I'm not being funny here, right? But with everything that's going on over the last sort of 12 months regarding Barcelona, you're not telling me that you can't find some dodgy looking email, because this is the thing. It doesn't even have to be illegal. It doesn't even have to be breaking any La Liga rules. You just have to find an email that looks dodgy. You just have to find an email that looks sus. And then if you give that email to whoever, like the investigators at La Liga or UEFA, and go, look at this email, this looks dodgy. They'll go, oh, fucking hell, this does look dodgy. Get the band back together, lads. We're going back after Barcelona. shit. You know what I'm going to try and do? I'm going to try and not drink or eat now on as many streams as possible. Now, that's not going to be a guarantee. I'm just putting it out there for all my Muslim brothers and sisters who are going to be doing the Ramadans. I'm going to try not to drink or eat on the streams, man, because I know it's like I know it's difficult in it. So allow it, because I will forget sometimes, and I probably will drink, but I will try my best in it because I know it's difficult, man. I know it's difficult. Does it start today or is it tomorrow? By the way, Ramadan, innit? Is Ramadan today or tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? Madrid is more dodgy. Liverpool hacked our academy reports and got no punishment. There is agenda. You've got 1 hour until you start fasting. So I've got 1 hour. Okay, so I can drink for the rest of the stream. And then I'm going to try my best. I can't say for the other boys. I can't say for Jordy Pordy and Hugh in it, you know what I'm saying? But I'll try my best, man, not to drink on the streams, boys, just because I know it's difficult in it, you know what I mean? And any little shitty support I can give through not drinking on the stream, which sounds absolutely shit, but you know what I mean? I know it's difficult because, when I go back a few years here, when I used to work at KFC, right? I used to work at KFC, people, you know what I mean? And it was a good job, actually. I rated it, man. It was a good job. Apart from being paid £4 an hour. £4 an hour was a bit of an L, right? But I used to work at KFC, yeah. And there was a lot of like Muslims who worked there, yeah. There was a lot of Muslims worked there. And they used to work, a lot of them used to work in the cooking area, you know what I mean? And obviously hot and that, you know what I mean? Very hot for all the oil, obviously cooking the chicken, very hot out, all the steam and shit. And yeah, man, when I was used to be drinking the Tango or whatever, and I used to see them, man, that they used to say, "Ras, that looks so nice," and it makes it so difficult. You know, I actually did fasted. You know, I actually did the Ramadan shit. Now, I didn't do it properly because I was still like, I was still like brushing my teeth and like swallowing the water and that, and like the guys there, they were like, "Nah, like we can't even do that, man. Like we got to be full ham." So I didn't take it to the extreme, yeah. But I did it. I used to work on I did it in the summer, yeah. It was in the summer. This was back about 10 or 11 years ago. And I did it in the summer, mate. And let me tell you something. If you've never fasted, yeah, you probably think, I don't know how you can do that. You get bare hungry. That's what I thought at the time. Let me tell you, the drinking, man. The drinking. You cannot understand how hard it is not drinking any water all day, especially in the summer. Now, I don't know now you're in March, April, it might be a bit easier because it's not as hot yet. But when I did it was in the summer. And when I did it, yeah, in that summer, and it was so hot, I was like, rah, respect my Muslim brothers, man, because that's too hard, isn't it? Now, you're allowed to brush your teeth, man, but I just don't think you're allowed to, like, swallow the water, you know what I mean? Like, you rinse your water. So after I brush my teeth, I rinse my mouth with water and, you know, swallow the water in it. But I don't think you're allowed to do that either. But anyway, yeah, a bit of a diversion. Yeah, let's go back to the Mancini shit. Yeah, let's go back to the Mancini shit. Look at the comment again from Roberto Mancini. I haven't been contacted or called by anyone. I don't think anyone will. I paid my taxes and it's all above board, so I don't think anyone will be in touch. That's Roberto Mancini's statement, people. Listen, people. This is where we're at. The investigation is still going on. And, you know, I would say this. It's going to take a long time. Unfortunately, this is going to hang over our club. I don't believe that this will have much of an impact on our transfer activity. And I've said this before. I just think Manchester City, yeah. I just think Manchester City will put in something in the contracts. I think they'll put something in the contracts to say, if we get found guilty and get relegated, then you can leave for like... So Jude Bellingham, you can leave for £50 million. Any club's going to pay £50 million for Jude Bellingham, right? So, boom. He ain't got no chance. So, I think Manchester City will be able to put something in the contract to easily allow the player to leave. You could even, as a dramatic thing, you could even say, yo, we can leave on a free or whatever. 100%. You know what's mad, right? You know what's mad? I was thinking about this before, right? I've sat there before, yeah. Oh, by the way, guys, make sure you drop a like on the stream and get those likes up for us, man. We're on 138 likes, nearly 300 people in here. Let's get those likes past 200. You know what I was thinking before? You know what's mad? Since FFP came in, football has just turned financially to shit, hasn't it? How many clubs have gone bust since FFP? There's quite a few. How many clubs went bust before FFP? Very few clubs went bust before FFP that I can remember, man. Very few. In the 10 years before FFP, how many clubs went bust? 10 years after FFP, how many clubs went bust? Also, before FFP, so basically in like the 2000s, right? Money was never really talked about. People used to say, oh yeah, Chelsea spending a lot of money, United spending a lot of money. But no one used to spend. I feel like all anyone ever does anymore is speak about money. Money, oh, money this, Man City, money this, FFP that. No one talks about football anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's a bit of a shame, really. It's a bit of a shame. You know, I can remember in the 2000s, right? So like 2000 to 2010, which is like when FFP wasn't there. And when I can fully remember football. I don't really remember much football from before the 2000s because I was like 6. But I just remember speaking about football. I remember us going to school, primary school, high school, and speaking about football. That's all I used to speak about, football. Now, everyone just talks about FFP. Oh, FFP, they're going to get done on FFP. Oh, they're spending too much money. They're going to have to sell players. They're hiding money on the books. It's just a bit of like, why can't people just speak about football? FFP, man. Such a dead rule. Such a dead rule. And I'm just saying, I've always said this. Clubs should be able to spend as much money as they want. If a rich person buys a club, a billionaire, a trillionaire, and says, you know what, I want to take this League 2 football team from League 2 to Champions League, and I'm going to spend £1 trillion doing it because I have the money. Why should they not be allowed to? It's their fucking money. Why should they not be allowed to do that? Why should fans of lower league clubs not have the dream and the hope that one day they could win the lottery just like Manchester City did, just like Newcastle did? Why? Let's find a random club in League 2. Should know every team in League 2, to be fair, so I shouldn't have to Google it, but I should know. Okay, Tranmere. Why should Tranmere fans not have that hope, that dream, that one day someone will buy their club and take them from League 2 mid-table to the Champions League? Why? Why should they not have that hope? Why should they not have that hope? Why are they resigned almost to a 99.999% chance that they will probably never see their team in the Premier League? Why? Why should they be restricted to the lower leagues? It's BS. It's BS. Now, something that I've always said, right? I always said this, and it's a sick idea, right? What you should actually be doing, you should be trying to protect football clubs. You should try and protect football clubs from going bust. Why do clubs go bust? Because they don't have money to pay players, staff, and any debts that they owe, interest on debts and all that kind of shit. So something that I've always said, right? 1 second, I've just got a text message. Fucking hell. Right, I'll go through that in a second. Something that I've always said, if you truly, truly, truly want to protect football clubs, then what you should ask clubs to do, you should ask clubs to take a full year of operating expenses. So every single amount of money, all money that they spent in a year. So say Manchester City is probably around 400 million. So last year, say Manchester City spent 400 million pounds on all staff, all payments made. You should then force Manchester City to put in an escrow account 400 million pounds that cannot be touched by the owner, by the club. That's sat there and can only be used if the owner or the club becomes in a mess where they can't pay the staff anymore. And that gives you then a full year to find a new owner, right? There's a couple of things that I would do on that. First of all, you've got to give them years to be able to put that money. Manchester City are not going to be able to just put 400 million pounds in a bank account tomorrow. So you say, okay, by the start of the 2029 season, we're giving you a lot of time here. Every club must have a full year's operating expenses in an escrow account. And every year after that, you've got to top it up by inflation. If you do not have that money in the account by 2029, you have not sufficiently protected your football club and you will be subjected to a points deduction. If Manchester City get a points deduction in 2029, am I going to allow it? Because that means my owners of my football club are not protecting themselves, right? And the lower you go down the leagues, the lower amount. But you've got to give them adequate time. You've got to give them adequate time to do that. And then say Sheikh Mansour decided, I'm not putting any more money into this fucking club, or I'm skint, right, whatever. And City don't have the money, then they've got that year's worth of club spending there to pay all the staff, to pay all the debts and that, and they've got a year to find a new owner. I think that's the way to go, man. I think that's the way to go. I really do. And nobody's ever told me a reason why that wouldn't work. Why wouldn't it work? Why would that not work? You know, it would work, but you've got to give them time. You can't just say it's got to be there tomorrow. You've got to give them 2029. Okay, if Chelsea want to spend £500 billion a year on wages, fine, but you've got about £500 billion sat in an account in 2029. And if you don't, you'll be given a point deduction. And genuinely, would anyone here? No one. I personally would not moan then at the Premier League at that, because that means my club haven't protected themselves. It's if we get something like this, what we're being charged with. I'm fuming because I think FFP is a load of bullshit. But if we got done for that, because my club hadn't put the money in the account, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, we deserve to be done because my club is not protecting itself and therefore is at risk of going bust. And I think it's a great idea. Why don't I go on the Big Six? Well, I do go on the Big Six from time to time, but that's obviously Hugh's gig. Hugh's on the Big Six. Obviously, Big Steve gets it before me because he was on there before me. So there's like a list of probably, and Daps is on the extra show, so I'm probably like fourth in line. But I go on it when asked. I like the show on it. I like the show. Let's have a look. You think Man United will allow that? Well, you know, this is the problem with the legacy clubs. Football is run by the legacy clubs. Football is run by the legacy clubs. There's actually just some news just come out here, people. There's, not about Man City. I don't think it's about Man City. Let me just get this up rapid. Please hold. Fucking hell, mate. Look at the state of this. Look at the state of this. Breaking, a Premier League star has been quizzed over another alleged sex attack after a third woman come forward. The footballer was already accused of raping 2 women in separate attacks, one in June last year and one in April 2021. A third alleged victim has now come forward to say that she was sexually assaulted by the star in Hertfordshire in February last year. The player, who was taken to the 2022 World Cup, spent hours being questioned under caution at a police station following the new allegation. Fucking hell, man. What the fuck is wrong with these football players, man? I find it fucking infuriating me. What's the problem? Fuck me. Unbelievable. Every fucking week, you know what I mean? Jesus Christ, man. It's absolutely insane. Fucking hell. It's mad. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, they can't. I don't think they can leak out. I'm not going to say the player, you know what I mean? But I don't think they can leak out the player's name because then I think you get into like legal problems and shit. So, you know, it's pretty mad. It's pretty mad. But yeah, it's wild, man. It's fucking wild. Yeah, I just thought I'd quickly just fucking show you that because that's pretty mad. Right, cool. There you go. That's a little bit of your update on the Premier League investigation. Mancini saying, "Nah, I ain't done shit wrong." You know what I mean? You got your shit wrong here. So yeah, boom. That's where we're at. We'll be back later on at 2 p.m. So make sure you join us for that one. I think we're going to do a transfer stream. Actually on that Verts guy. City been linked with Verts. So yeah, make sure you join us 2 p.m. I'm going to get some scout reports done. I'm going to watch some YouTube comps. So make sure you join us 2 p.m, man. It's going to be a sick one. Big up Dan says with a 5 says FFP exists so that no one else can be like United or Liverpool. Facts. 100%. 100% Dan. Spitting facts there, pal. 100%. Thank you for the donation and you're spot on. 100% spot on. Big up to everyone. Make sure you join us 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Make sure you join us 2 p.m. We're going to be having a look at this Verts guy, man. It's going to be a madness. Hopefully you've enjoyed the stream. Make sure you subscribe, like the stream. Go check out City Xtra on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that. TikTok as well. I think we're going on a TikToks. So big up everyone. See you at 2 p.m. And yeah, have a good day, man. See you later.